Hi everyone, welcome back to another Cut Above with Chris. I've just finished my head shave. Just finished my head shave. What a cracking shave it was, really enjoyed it. I am using the same soap, which today is the Secret Artisan shaving soap. Hopefully it won't be a secret for too much longer. I believe that it is scents in the process. They are going to be at this stage mainly, they're all going to be 100% essential oil scented soaps. It will be high grade, high quality essential oils. It won't be the nasty stuff that you can buy out of your cheap grocery stores and things like that. And I'm looking forward to having a smell of some of these and see how they smell. But excuse me, I've just had 2 BLTs that the wife delivered on my head shave video. So the soap itself is vegan based now. It was tallow based in the beginning, it's now vegan based. It is a very high quality vegan base. It does leave a great post shave feel. The only thing it's lacking, not lacking, but it doesn't have in terms of grooming department, even Wickham, things like that, it just sits just behind them in the residual slickness. But actual slickness on your face with a lather density and everything, it's top notch. The RazoRock Hulk will be the brush of choice again, which I just used for my head shave. I'm just going to dip the tips and I'm just going to reload a little bit because it's been sat in here for quite a while, so the stuff that's in the brush will have actually dried quite considerably. I don't mind using up soap. I've seen someone said they had 125 soaps in the den at the moment, which basing on 40 to 45 shaves per tub of soap, he's got enough soap to last them 10 to 15 years. Now I don't have 125 soaps, but I do have, I think, in excess of probably 50 now. I got rid of quite a lot, well not rid of them, but I sent quite a few over to Spencer and I send others all over the place. So most of the stuff I send at the moment is generally piffs and sort of giveaways. No, not giveaways, I haven't done a giveaway in ages, but the big giveaways on the way will be a 2,000 subscriber giveaway, incorporating my 1,000 subscriber as well. So I am in the process of figuring out what's going out the door. And then it'll be a case of waiting till I hit that 2,000. Which isn't too far away. Right, so this is a vegan based soap. Coconut oil. Wow, God, there's loads of good stuff in this, I can't remember. If I get time, I'll pop up a list of what's actually in here, but it's full of goodies. Now last time I used this on my face, I did end up with a bit of irritation. Not irritation, but a tingle on my lips. I'm still not 100% sure it was actually this soap that caused it. I think the day before I had a shave and I had a bit of an irritation with that soap. And I think sometimes it's just an accumulation. This needs more water. One more dip. There we go. As you can see, it's went translucent pretty much all over. You can see through my skin quite easily. Now the brush spray is, well, let's see how easy that's splayed. Here we go. The brush is so easy to hold. It's enormous, but it's comfortable. I never feel overfaced by it. Yeah, I have to say it's really blew me away, this brush. It was very, very kindly sent to me by a gentleman named Arthur. I remember watching Clean Shaver use it and thinking, what a, not Clean Shaver, was it a Clean Shaver? I think it was. Using it and thinking, Jesus, what a stupid sized brush that is, what a useless brush. Yes, this makes a lovely ornament as well. It's got a bit of novelty about it. the results with the lather. You can't really argue with the results of it. I'm going to stick with this one here. I could dip the tips again and build it a little bit thicker, but as you can see, it's lovely, thick and glossy, and that's all you really need in some cases. Right, the RazoRock MJ90, brand new Gillette Nasset blade in there. No, is it? Wait a minute. I think it is a Nasset blade. I love my Nassets. It's brand new Nasset. Welcome to another cut above the show where there's hardly any variety in blades. Nice cup of coffee, a nice little tinge on the lather as well. And here we go with the grain. I've got the A plate on this today, and if I'm honest, I don't think I'll ever put the mild plate back on. I've got 3 days growth, which gives the A plate its first real test. Cold water shave as well. I did have a shower beforehand. Lovely. Going into the sink because it's not very often I fill it with that much here. So it's my first day at work today in terms of having the uniform on and actually being kitted up, ready to go. 2 weeks of on-job training is done and dusted. A few of the guys have already had a couple of overtime shifts over the weekend. And obviously the wages increases quite significantly, which is excellent. So that 3 months of training, and then your on-job training all culminates in this day, and then onwards. This is phenomenal, this brush. The lather, the soap as well, it's excellent soap. That's phenomenal. Now, I will say one thing, I'm having absolutely zero reaction to this soap. None. There's nothing that I can feel at all anyway, which is excellent. I was a bit worried. Right. Right now, Flash Bodum brought up a point about the shaving across the lips. Like that. Basically, in order to do it, what I do anyway, is puff right out as far as I can. And what it generally does is it pops the edges of your lips out to roughly the same depth or distance, and then when you shave over it, you just ride the bar a little bit more. You don't ride the cap, ride the bar, otherwise the blade's sort of right on your skin. Ride the bar and just let the blade just lightly touch your skin as it goes past. And that allows it to chop through the hair. So far, I am nick free, very smooth, very comfortable. The residual slickness, I keep saying it's not that good, but it's a different feeling residual slickness. Now, yeah, I mean, that's bouncing all over the place. It feels slick, but it also feels sticky, like moisturising. It's a strange feeling. I've never experienced it from a soap before, where you can feel the slickness is there, but it also feels quite draggy in terms of it feels like a moisturiser. You see how massive this brush is? Just going to do the tips. It's been a good weekend for the football as well. Not so much for Celtic. Celtic have pretty much run away with the league, but it was a good result for Hibs. And let's face it, I would rather see any club finish second in the Premier League in Scotland than Rangers. And the victory for Hibs over Celtic at the weekend gives them a good chance as well of finishing second, or a better chance. There's 3 teams on 62 points, I think. Rangers, Hibs and Aberdeen. But the big one for me was the Manchester United game last night, or this morning as it is over here. To beat Tottenham on essentially their home pitch at Wembley at the moment. It was an excellent result. They played very well for a change. I say for a change, it was probably the best I've seen them play against a top side or a team touted as being a top side. It was the best I've seen them play over the course of 90 minutes, maybe not over the course of 45. I think against Manchester City they were exceptional to come down back from 2-0 down and win 3-2. But to come from 1-0 down against Tottenham at Wembley, which is essentially their home ground at the moment, and while the stadium's being sorted, which, if I'm brutally honest, I think it's not great. I think it's a poor decision to allow a team to play in the home ground, even though it is Wembley and that's where the semi-final should be. But it should be a neutral venue, and when a team's played at Wembley for a whole season and they play 20 games at that stadium, you become accustomed to it. So I was a bit miffed when I found out that's the way it was going to happen in the beginning. But they got the result, and that's the main thing, and they played well enough. I thought Alexis Sanchez was as good as he's been at Manchester United, definitely. What a shave, I tell you. It might not have that residual slickness, but it's got something going for it, something really, really good or not. I know one thing that it's got over a lot of soaps that I've used and continue to use is post-shave. Post-shave feel from this soap is phenomenal. I've got through a head shave, full head shave BBS, with no nicks or cuts or anything like that. And I've just got the same from a face shave. I'm as smooth or as close as I normally get, with no irritation, well, very minimal irritation. And I've got no weepers around my lips there. I did quite a bit against the grain all around there on the same spot, boom, 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 and nothing. No weepers, no anything like that. So I'm highly, highly impressed with this soap. No irritation whatsoever, as I was expecting a little bit. I got none on my lips this time, none on my face, none on my head, nothing at all. Really, really impressed with it. It's a really, really hard soap as well. So if you guys out there that like your soaps to last, this will last. And it loads up easy, but it will last you. It's very, very similar to a glycerin based soap in terms of its hardness. And like, I mean, shit, you don't. I mean, that's phenomenal lather. It really is exceptional lather. It actually washes off quite easily. You don't. I think that's where the residual slickness doesn't quite feel right for me. It just washes off your hands or off your face, off your brush really, really easily. It doesn't hang around. But on the upside to that is it's not oily at all. Even though I know there's quite a lot of different oils in this soap. All vegan based, of course, or vegetal based. I've got to shake this brush out in the shower because it's so big it shakes it all over the mirror, all over the ceiling and everything when you give it a flick. Superb brush though, I'm really impressed with it. So I'm really looking forward to getting hold of these soaps and giving them a bash with the essential oil scents in there. I know he's working on a few really nice scents. And essentially, you can make really nice scents, even cologne scents and everything, of essential oils once you get the idea of how to mix them and actually do things with them. So I'm really impressed with it. So the soap for today is this one here, which is the Secret Artisan from Western Australia. He's a top bloke, he really is a top bloke, other than he's a West Coast Eagles supporter. So that's what I tend to go for the Dockers when it comes to AFL, even though I don't watch it at all. but I think I do it more so just to wind up a docket of the West Coast Eagles fans. I'll probably never see another one of these soaps now. The brush, the RazoRock Hulk, it's an absolute beast. It really is a monster, and I can't even get my fingers around to touch my thumb generally. Beautiful brush though, and as you've seen, the lathers from it are just exceptional. The razor for the face shave was the MJ90 from RazoRock, which again is a phenomenal razor. Is that focusing? Is it stuff? There we go. Beautiful razor, no overhang, holds the blade very well, it's very comfortable, very smooth. It's just an excellent built razor. And as with the RazoRock Wunderbar, they come with a titanium handle, which for the price it's an excellent priced handle for a solid rod of titanium, so excellent stuff. Finishing off today with Lucky Saiga face tonic, just a little bit of that. A little bit more on the head, why not? And that's me ready to rock and roll for my first shift. So thank you very much for tuning in, watching. I hope you enjoyed it. It's an excellent soap, it really is. I can't wait till it hopefully comes on sale. I think he's working on his labels and things like that. It'll be interesting to see how the scents go. I'm big on scent, I like a good scent strength, but let's just see how it goes. I'm looking forward to it. And I'm an honest bloke, I have been from the start with this fella in terms of his soaps, and I'm not sure if there's anyone else out there testing it for him, but it's a real good quality soap, and I think just with a little bit of tweaking here and there, I think it could become super exceptional. But it's definitely in that top bracket of vegan soaps. It's definitely up there with Wickham and grooming department, so it is very, very good stuff. But than that, hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay safe, drive safe, don't drink and drive, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Cheers.